When Jarrette Narine talks, people always listen. With his big voice, honest demeanor, and passion for public service, the people have always held a special place for this Arima native and PNM stalwart. So much so that Jarrette Narine has contested and won all 7 elections that he faced over the course of his political career.
Well, in 1983, there was a change from PNM because you realize that we lost the local government elections in 1983. And I won that first local government elections on the 8th of August 1983, but went into opposition in St. George's County Council at the time. And in 86, the party was devastated. I mean, we lost 33-3. And it was the councillors at that time, together with the 3 members of parliament, that brought the party back within a 5-year period to win the elections in 91. I was part of that process.
What stands out with Jarrette was the powerful voice he had, and he didn't need a microphone at all, either to address public meetings or even in the chamber. As a minister, I think he held portfolios in the Ministry of Works and Transport, and his last portfolio was, I think, Minister of Agriculture. In both ministries, I think he excelled as a minister.
Whatever you gave Jarrette to do, he did it to the best of his ability, and he did it with a smile at all times, always very jovial. You know, and I remember Jarrette in the Parliament. Whenever he's making a contribution, you have to enjoy it because it's Jarrette. And the way he puts things and his voice level, and so on. So I would say that for me, Jarrette was a real asset to our team.
Born in Arima, his early years were influenced by his father, who was a staunch supporter of Eric Williams and his philosophies. Jarrette would follow in his father's footsteps and began attending meetings with him when he was just 10 years old.
Jarrette will tell you that he comes from a family of PNMites. And of course, as an East Indian, you know, well, let's face it, as an East Indian, that is always good to hear. His father's PNM, followed Eric Williams, who believed in Eric Williams' philosophy and so on. And he was always in the forefront of the fight for the PNM.
My father and Mr. Arnold Tomasos, who was Speaker of the House of Representatives, had a long outstanding relationship. And Mr. Tomasos visited our home every weekend. And my father was an active politician, activist then. And I sort of grew up into the politics. And being at a tender age of 10, 11, 12, when Dr. Williams came, I had to go with my father to listen to Dr. Williams. Of course, on the first occasion, I didn't understand anything. But after that, he came down to the lower in the society who could have understood something. And he was a very successful politician. That is history. But I grew up in the PNM.
He worked his way through the political ranks, beginning in 1983 as a local government councillor. This was a crucial time for the PNM, as it was a period of transition with the impending rise to power of the NAR. His early years in the county council of the time, as well as his prominent role in the trade union movement, would prove a crucial developmental phase on his way to serving as a member of parliament for 16 years, beginning in 1991.
PNM was really wiped out in 1986, and he was there before, but I was part of, in quote-unquote, the new PNM. I joined the PNM in 1986. And as you know, the NAR at that time was in the ascendancy. They had 33 seats in the parliament, so it was an uphill battle for us in the period 86 to 91, and Jarrette was part of that struggle. And so winning the 1991 election really surprised quite a few, because given where the NAR was, they thought that the NAR would have been there forever. I remember in the early period, 86, 87, they thought the NAR would have been there for at least 15 years. We changed that, the team of 86, 91, of which Jarrette was a fundamental part.
Well, I worked with the local government authority as a councillor for 8 years. And when I became Minister of Local Government, it was like going home. And I met persons there who were very much acquainted with my tenure in the local government, and I was able to start the process of reform. And in 2003, we did submit the first reform document to the cabinet, which of course has gone a long way, and today reform in local government is a big thing.
Throughout his various public service endeavors, Jarrette Narine has always been absolutely committed to his work, and this is mirrored with the success he has enjoyed as a politician.
I have given all the young people who entered politics, because I've encouraged a lot of young people to come into the local government arena, because it's a stepping stone to Parliament. You get your grounding in local government. But what I would like to see is politicians come in and don't think about the myth that politics is a nasty thing. Politics is a very honest and a very genuine job that you can do in Trinidad. And once you have done it properly, it's for the benefit of the country. And what I would like to see is that more politicians being honest to themselves and being honest to the people and tell them the truth at all times.
As a politician, Jarrette had the ability to cope with different difficulties very well. He was never flustered. He always attempted to please people, and to me I think that was his greatest attribute, his valiant attempt to please everybody, and not only his constituents but the general public.
I did make an impact. I thought that infrastructure was very important, research and development, and we did a lot of that, and today I am seeing the fruits coming through of what was done then in agriculture.
I think Jarrette was just a good team player, holding down his end. Whether it was as junior minister in the first administration to Colum Imbert in works and so on, or whether it was in the second term, where he served as Minister of Local Government, as Minister of Agriculture. He just held down his hand. He was just a good minister.
Well, I was part of the 2020 vision when it started. As a matter of fact, I made inputs into the agricultural program for 2020 vision, also for local government. And I am very much interested in seeing Trinidad develop country status by the year 2020. What I can tell you is that some of the ministries have made great advancement since then, and they're well on the road before 2020 to be developed. But the entire package has to be, by 2020, we need to be a better place to live in.
His feelings about integrity in public life are well known, and he has always tried to lead by example.
Jarrette Narine was a very diligent minister, very conscientious. He served his constituents very well. He was very popular in his constituency. He was very popular within the PNM, and also as a minister, it is fair to say that he endeavored to serve the country to the best of his ability.
My achievements as a Member of Parliament for Arouca North constituency is well documented, and I left Arouca North constituency a better place to live in, as far as roads, infrastructure, water management, schools. As a matter of fact, there are a number of new schools that were built in Arouca North, including Davodi Government School, Bonnier High School, and other schools in Arouca that was built during my period.
Despite his love of public service and the long hours of work this entailed, Jarrette Narine never neglected his family, and as much as he could, he included them, just as his father had done for him.
He took us throughout the country to visit all parts of the country. So we know all the beaches, all the recreational facilities, all the main the place of interest in Trinidad, also Tobago. Well, his life was based mostly on politics and service to the people. So therefore, we had to get involved also with that. So probably, on the campaign trail, when he's on the campaign trail, we would be there with him, had all members of our family, including my mom. So that became a part of our recreation, as you could say. It's a part of our life.
The children grew into the politics. We are family in a village arena here, and we treat with everybody. We don't have to lock our gates. We just live among the villagers. And the children learn how to treat with people, answering the telephone, you know, when people come to your door, how to speak with them, to take a message and all that. And that is a thing that a lot of families have to understand when you are in politics. My wife was very much at my side. She was a tremendous help to me.
Indeed, his family would be a main reason for his leaving the public sphere.
We have 5 children. We have 3 boys and 2 girls. 3 of them are married, and we have 4 grandchildren now. 2 are home. 1 girl is now into the workplace, and I have an engineer son here, a mechanical engineer who is still at home. And he's working with Massey and Woods. And we have spent some time, considerable time with our children. And I can say that I am proud of my children. They have treated me well, and they have not made me or my family shame in any way. And up to now, they are going well.
I remember distinctly in 2000, when we were all contemplating going back up for elections, he was one of those who recognized that there was life before, during, and after politics. And he had indicated to me, as I'm sure he indicated to several other members, that he wanted to spend more time with his family and his grandchildren. And whilst his constituents were pressuring him to offer his name for consideration, he had indicated to them that he had a good run in politics, and he would like to spend some more time with his family and his grandchildren.
The future for me is that I have really considered my age, and I said it last year and even before. My work of 44 years I was at the workplace, and that I need to retire now and spend some time with my family and to spend some time with my grandchildren, so that I'm comfortable on retirement. I'm still working with the party.
Parliament is the poorer for the retirement of Jarrette Narine. His undeniable loyalty to the people of Arima and the country as a whole will be sorely missed, as well as hearty laugh, booming voice, and passion for public service.
I am not liking what I'm seeing sometimes in Parliament, but I know that the cut and thrust of Parliament, you need to do that. But some of the opposition politicians take it a little bit too far. And I'm in agreement that the parliamentary privileges are abused, and that something should be done about it.
The person he is on the outside is the same person he is on the inside with his family. He's a great father, a great mentor. You know, he grew us up in a very disciplined way, and to be as honest all times. He believes in honesty and integrity. You know, that's his mantra.
Well, quite frankly, I think the government is losing out because he's not there.
Good citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, member of Parliament who served his constituency and country with aplomb. He was a great member of Parliament. He was a great politician.